to be fair.
Welcome. Welcome to the Breakdown, episode 602, sponsored by Gemini. Shout out to Gemini. They're going 48 hours. Austin is going 48 hours. 48 hours live streaming. He live streamed himself sleeping. He had a mariachi band playing in the off. I mean, this kid is wild. Shout out to... And they're raising, I think at the time that I was watching, they raised up to almost $140,000 for a really good cause. So shout out to them. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to the entire crew, man. Gemini is killing it with marketing. And speaking of Gemini, click on my link. Trade $1,000 in crypto. Get $100 in Bitcoin. Let's fucking go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Get $100 in Bitcoin. This production of this show, The Breakdown, is done by GNN. All right. Yesterday, I talked about the creator markets. I talked about how Kobe went ahead and reset the markets for crypto podcasters or crypto media personalities. It might even be more than just crypto personalities. It might go beyond that. But for the crypto industry, for those who have been talking about crypto nonstop for years, the bar has been reset. I really do believe people will get paid handsomely. Okay, I'm talking about the top creators, but even people that have just started a podcast, that have just started live streaming, I think there's money there for them as well. I'm sure as hell as Polymarket and others will be searching for talent to go ahead and put onto their roster. Markets, we'll talk about the markets today. I have John Morgan coming on. John Morgan from Crypto Tweets. Yep. I don't know if I said that right, but it is what it is. Shout out to Crypto why can't you should have named it like Crypto Tweets. Okay? Crypto Tweets. Twits, though. Crypto Twits. We'll have John come on and we'll talk about the markets. Okay? A lot of you guys are fucking scared as shit. Okay? Scared to death about the markets. You know, and that's why the most patient players always win. Anyway, without further ado, I'm not going to get into a whole monologue because I want to spend I know I brought him on here for 15, 20 minutes, but we might be here for a little bit longer. John, how's it going, man?
It's going very well, man, by the way.
Okay.
I've been having it collect Zcash every time I go to the gas station, and that's been like the best decision ever.
I respect it, John. I respect it. Wow, you caught me off guard. I would have had my card next to me to one up you, but I can't.
Yeah, that's you show up in a suit, and I show up with a sponsor's card. So tit for tat.
Guys, if you have not looked into the credit cards that Gemini has created, Solana came out yesterday. That's been a big deal. The Solana community has their own credit card from Gemini issued by WebBank. You got the Bitcoin credit card. You got the XRP credit card. 4% back in Bitcoin. Not points. 4% back in Bitcoin. You get 4% back in XRP. You're going to get 4% back in Solana. Like that's what you're looking for. That, at least if you go into spend, you get something back that's real. Not just points, but something that's real. So,
and it makes total, and I mean, not like going on about this, but it makes total sense. I mean, when eventually when my Edward Jones guy, when me and my wife have to go talk with him every 6 months, they're going to be talking about 1% allocation to Bitcoin. You ever heard of that? Well, yes, I have. And I've been talking to who was our advisor years before that, but 4% back on an asset that you spend on is pretty easy to do. I mean, it's just you're allocating by spending. So yeah, it's a really good idea.
So, John,
Yes, sir.
let's. I don't know which markets we want to start with, but let's start with crypto. Okay, let's start with the crypto markets.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
What the hell is that?
Oh, well, not to go on a tangent. Didn't mean to have this one pulled up. Meant to pull up TradingView.
Oh my god! I'm like,
so this is Optima by Market Analyst. This is it's a professional technical analysis software. Yeah. So one of the suites that they have is astronomical data, because and this is going to be weird, for whatever reason, if you study time cycles, astronomical patterns, which are fixed, they're not made up, they're fixed things, certain asset classes, individual instruments, tickers, some of them are very sensitive to it. And this gets joked about a lot, but it's kind of like one of the things in the industry. They want people to think that this is stupid and dumb, because they don't want a lot of people looking at it, because it is an extremely effective tool. And all the data is pulled from NASA's JPL. So that this is in professional analyst software should, be enough of a case that this is useful stuff. But I could go on and on about that. So looking at the crypto market, oh, look at that. I had Rage pulled up. But all in all, I mean, let's face it. When October the 10th hit, if you were leveraged, if you're still with us, awesome. If you weren't leveraged, it was just it was like another Tuesday for crypto, Friday rather.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been in crypto since 2016-ish, maybe a little bit before. At this point, whenever there's something like the 10th of October, I am sensitive to stock twits, crypto twits users, and the readers of our newsletter. It does suck. It's a gut punch to see that number go down. But at the same time, if you've been in it for any length of time, you should be as happy as a fat kid in a candy store on a buy one get 10 free day, because these turn into like stupidly good opportunities. That's just my take on it. But oh, sorry, was there something there?
No, I'm fascinated. I got you caught me off guard with the whole horoscope thing, and then I'm still on the horoscope stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want, I can like show you something really quick. That's well,
no, you really caught me off guard. I got to tell you, like, I usually don't get caught off guard. You caught me off guard with that. I was like, yo, hold on. Was he just like fucking around with the planets and shit? No, like, you're really about that life. I like that. That's cool.
I mean, it's not like I'm. It's the science of astronomy that is the focus of it. But even TradingView has moon phases. And
what chart is this?
This is the euro dollar.
Okay.
But when you look at the why is it not? It's go to defaults. When you look at the, like, whenever there's full moons, new moons, put it on any chart. Go to the daily chart, and you're gonna see some odd correlations between major minor swing highs and lows with lunar phases. Again, I don't know why that is. I think it's fucking weird too. Pardon my French. Can I say that?
You can say that. Of course you can.
It's wonky.
Do you follow me?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if this is like only I can say the bad words.
No. More than happy to go ahead. Sharing is caring.
Yes. So yeah, like this is a thing, and by itself it's pointless. But when combined with other tools in your toolbox, I think it's one of the secret weapons in crypto. But let's dive into just looking at broadly. Get rid of the moon phases here. Bitcoin. This is, I don't know what you want to say. Could it go down below 100? Sure. Some people are secretly happy about that. You look at different order books. There's a lot of resting orders. And the other thing is you have, and this is just something any market, if you've been trading, investing any length of time, what is coming up the 28th and 29th? And by the way, the Fed stuff didn't used to be a thing. Crypto people really had to pay attention to or be worried about. But when TradFi money came in, then that was a thing that we got worried about. And now it is affecting, Bitcoin is moving like other risk on assets. 28th, 29th, FOMC.
What do you think happens?
Cuts.
You think the cuts are coming?
Cuts. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if when they're looking at the labor numbers, and if there's some smart people on the Fed who are looking at some other warning signs like the risky auto loans that are failing, there's bankruptcies and those lenders happening. If they're looking at that stuff too, I wouldn't be. I would be surprised if it was a 50 basis point cut, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 25.
Now for those, like, I know what would happen, but I'll let you explain it. If they go, let's say, with a 50 basis point cut, look, a lot of people think immediately like crypto and the markets will go parabolic, but usually, like, I sit back and I know, like, it jumps for a second and then, it's not really a day until a couple of days afterwards when the markets really start kind of like moving. What do you expect with a 50? But that's on the 25 right now. What do you expect with the 50?
My take is initially the market, or however the market wants to move, it would move down.
Yeah.
Because 50 would really signal that there's some shit going on that they're very worried about. Also, it's one of those buy the rumor, sell the news situations. Yeah. People have been anticipating the cut, prices are moving up, and when the news does verify what people were anticipating, people take profit on it and things go down. So, so many things are sitting at or near all-time highs that it's, could it keep going? Sure, but it just, the volatility in stonks is very low. Also for crypto, November is, for Bitcoin at least, it is swaps between November and June. I think June, but it is one of the best months historically all the time. So if you want another November that really verifies that stuff is going to keep going up again in November, probably want crypto to be trading slightly lower or sideways, because going into November with a big pump is sometimes not the greatest thing in the world for crypto. So if it stays like how it is, pushes a little bit lower, you've got a good case for November moving up. But I will tell you that altcoins have done shit all this year. Everybody talks about this chart. Where's that? Total market cap chart. Let me get rid of the Ichimoku system because it looks like my kids' placement at IHOP when they're coloring.
Shout out to IHOP, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't make it in crypto, IHOP has plenty of locations in the United States of America, and you will be able to ask your client whether they want regular or decaf. But right back to you, John.
So when you look at the total market cap, go back to, the total market cap hit new all-time highs less than a month ago. Yeah, actually, like 2 weeks ago. So that's the total. This is what we're looking at. This is the total value of the entire crypto market is 3.61 trillion.
Yeah.
Then you have the total too, which some people call the altcoin market cap. I also call it the altcoin market cap, but I'm changing my mind on this, changing my view on it, because this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, which is 1.45 trillion. It has also made a new all-time high this month. And then you get to, this is where things start to get a little interesting. Now we have the total, this is the total 3 from TradingView. This is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that's what it looks like. It's worth not even $1 trillion. It was, but it also made a new all-time high in October. This poor son of a bitch. Let me put it in this perspective. There are 4 brothers. There's the Total 2, the Total 3, and the Total 3 ES. The Total 3 ES is the 4th born child that nobody wanted. His 3 older brothers have pushed him down the stairs. He has fallen down and hit every stair. And then he fell out of the tree that the house was on, hit every punch me in the face tree, landed on its back, and nobody's helping it up. And now dogs are peeing on it. And that is the altcoin market. That's what it looks like. That's its relative performance compared to everything, because this chart is all the altcoins. This is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins. It is at a whopping 702 billion. It hasn't made a new all-time high since 2021. So when some people are looking at these altcoins like XRP, Near Protocol, other things that are moving, Solana, some have gotten at or near new all-time highs, but for the majority of them, they haven't done anything yet. So this whole story about alt season hasn't even, we got close to it beginning of the month, and then October the 10th happened. So that's where we're at there.
Okay. John, honestly, and I know you'll be honest, because we need to be honest, right? Because everybody's going to put... here's how I see it. Bitcoin has done great. No matter how you want to look at it, Bitcoin has done great. Look, if you zoom out, done phenomenal.
It's got billions and trillions of dollars flowing in from professional money. It better be doing great. And
I don't even believe that all the money's here. Like I talk to people in Wall Street, and they're like, the money's not even in. Like, you guys are looking at maybe 5 to 10% in. We're not all in.
Oh, it's not even. And when you were talking at the beginning about communities and creators in the space, listen, if you've been in crypto for 10 plus years, it feels like you've been in it for fucking ever. It feels like that you have, and it feels that way because, well, you have if you've held on to altcoins or spent most of your time in altcoins, you have had what you might be thinking is a very long decade of bad decisions. But the thing is this is clearly not going away. It's a brand new asset class. And just look at stocks or foreign currencies or gold. Are those creators are those creators growing or shrinking? Are those people are there people still interested in those assets? Absolutely. Crypto, it's not even, if I do a lot with forecasting and looking at future trends in markets and the things that I trade and invest in. Bitcoin itself is the oldest crypto, and there's not even really a history to it. Yeah, 15 years is a long time, but 15 years for a market.
Don't call Bitcoin a crypto. Jack Dorsey will make some phone calls and get your account taken down.
Yeah, that's right. He's it's not. Bitcoin's a great. It's great for what it is.
It's just you wouldn't call it a crypto now. It's gone. It's popped out of the bubble. It's Bitcoin. I understand. This is why I can't be a Bitcoin maxi, because if somebody were to ChatGPT what Bitcoin is, it would come out as a cryptocurrency. But I understand what they're trying to say. But the way they say it, they confuse the general public. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, yeah, Bitcoin is it was the original crypto. And some people say, oh, no, it wasn't, because back in 1990, there was a guy who did it in his basement and blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, but Bitcoin is the first, it's the first one that made it. Yeah. And then it's the first one that's made it. Also, what's great about Bitcoin is it can be tracked no matter where it goes. It's not private at all. So that's fantastic. Anyways, but yeah, Bitcoin is shite.
Okay. So we talked about Bitcoin here. I want to hear your take, because I believe the reason why there's not such a previous cycles, there was excitement when Bitcoin went up. This, if you want to call it a cycle, because I have my own theory on, I don't believe we're in a cycle, but I'm sure me and you might disagree on this, or we might agree. But there isn't that wow or that butterfly feeling in people's stomachs about Bitcoin, because I really believe this time around everybody placed their bets in the altcoin market along with the meme economy, and nothing has happened in either of those sectors, and people are feeling extremely frustrated because I feel like they played it wrong. I just feel like they need to be patient, but I want to hear your take. What do you think? Are we going to have an alt season?
Oh
Are
yeah.
the memes going to, are the legitimate memes going to fly and go to Valhalla, or are we looking at two sectors that are absolutely going to do nothing?
You can already see if best way that I can answer this is this chart right here. It is the Bitcoin dominance chart. And what this chart represents is Bitcoin, how much of the crypto market is represented by Bitcoin. Currently, it's at 59.8%. If I go to like the weekly chart and I zoom out, this is why when the Bitcoin dominance chart goes up, that doesn't mean good for altcoins. It means mommy and daddy had a meeting, kids, and the oldest is our favorite. You've all been written out of the will. Also, nobody gets cake ever again. That is the Bitcoin dominance chart because ever since, depending on where you want to go back to January of 2022 or the fall of 2022, from then to where we got to the end of June 2025, Bitcoin has just been on a very nice track higher, accumulating all of the value in crypto, which, like I said, it damn well better because there's a metric crap ton of professional TradFi money going into just Bitcoin. And is it going to are we going to have an alt season? Yeah. But
John, is it going to happen in the next few months, or are we looking at in the next few years? See, like when I read the timeline, I have my own theory, obviously, but when you look on the timeline, there are people that are waving the white flag and saying it's over, and that there won't be an altcoin season, and there won't be the real memes won't pop off, and you're just looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe even just the top 10 that'll just go up and up and up, and that's it.
Alt season will. I honestly, I don't know how it's going to look because you have a lot more people exposed to crypto. And so when altcoin season does start, humans do the same things over and over and over. So when alt season really does kick off, there's a lot more people who are probably wanting to get into that. The people who are in it now already love, like me, I don't know, we just love pain, I guess. Like I want to be early, but also I'd like to be hurt. It's like altcoins and me, probably for like a lot of people, it's like an unhealthy codependent couple. It's like I love them so much, but also I want you to get the fuck away from me. but then I'm like, I can't stand feeling good. I need you back. And then you buy at the lows again. So that's the altcoin market. Is it going to boom? Oh, yeah, undoubtedly. In fact, one way you could look at it, and one way I look at it, the longer it stays like this, the more explosive the drive. Will it last long?
I said, I think it's going to be more violent as it goes up if it stays the way it's staying.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Now, I trade a lot of stuff. And if shit hits the fan, if everything starts to go down, will altcoins be affected? Yes, but will it be as affected as a measure of proportion compared to things like the stock market or Bitcoin itself? Because people are always going to want to find something to speculate in, and there's nothing more speculative than the most speculative side of crypto, and that is meme coins. And the same people who who were interested in it before are still not in it like they were back then. And you still have, and also it's going to be more approachable for people who want to risk again, because crypto's it's part of the everything now. It's not just a phase. But this chart right here, when I'm looking at it, the Bitcoin dominance chart, this on the weekly chart, discounting the like stupid wick on this candle from a couple weeks ago, this is a very clear bearish continuation setup. And so, yeah, when it finally does break down, Bitcoin will, alt season looks great when you have Bitcoin trading flat, maybe gaining a little or even down a little, but the altcoins are pumping up. There's enough money going into the stable part, Bitcoin, and there's enough other money to ride the speculative wave with it. So this is just, but by the way, the more you hear people get like down and depressed and upset, and I watch on StockTwits, I look at our message volume and sentiment volume. When that starts to like nosedive across all the meme coins, I secretly get a little happy butterfly feeling in my special naughty place.
Me
because
too.
that is,
Yo, John, I agree with you. Like when I see the bearish sentiment out there and people are saying like they've given up all hope, I'm like, yo, we're so close. Like we are so close to the bottom to where like we will rip so hard. And the same people that are crying right now saying it is over, they will be sidelined. And it's unfortunate because you see it all the time in all the cycles where people just give up right when it's like that meme with the guy trying to like he leaves the wall and he could have hit it one more time and got himself a bunch of diamonds. Like it almost feels just like that. It happens consistently in this space.
It does. And meme coins, by the way, when an alt season does go, it's going to be freaking nuts. And some people ask, well, is it going to look like prior alt seasons? I don't know. How many alt seasons have we had to go off of? Not many. Is there going to be maturation? Is that the right word for it? In crypto? Yeah, certainly there already is. You're going to have probably not as much crazy movement of the top 20 non-stable coins, but you're going to see other things really boom. And I personally can't wait for it. It's gonna be so exciting. It's one of the most fun times I've ever had trading is when there's alt season, because then there's like rotation of leaders within the space where you buy the laggards, you sell them when they're winning, you get rid of your winners, and then you turn that into your other leg. It's so much fun. Also, it can also be hard to explain to your wife why you lost all your money 1 month.
Welcome to the breakdown, episode 602, sponsored by Gemini. Click the link, trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. GNN produces this show. I'm live here with John Morgan as he not only breaks down the solar system, but he's breaking down Bitcoin dominance. And we're talking about alt season. And I know a lot of you guys are here because of memes and alts, because I know that's where you're positioned. I know 100 fucking percent all these guys are positioned in alts and memes. None of them give a fuck what Bitcoin's about to do. They care about when are their alts going to pop off? When are the memes going to send? A lot of them, John, when memes did go up a few months ago? It was about like 9 months ago. They really, you had Pepe Touch, I think, what was it, 11 billion?
Oh, it's nuts.
A lot of things go. A lot of people didn't take out because they thought it was going to keep going. And now you're sitting, memes in general and some altcoins are sitting at, they're hovering. They've pulled back a good 80% and they're still sitting there. So a lot of them are questioning, like, did I miss? Did I have did we hit the top and I didn't pull out kind of thing? Will they have a second chance at seeing their assets go up and having the ability to scale out? Is really what they're pondering right now, John.
Ultimately, from a trading perspective, this all boils down to the psychological phenomenon known as loss aversion. It's the reason why people like to hold on to losers and get rid of winners. You hold on to losers because you don't want to lose the money that you've risked.
Yeah.
You're hoping and you're planning and you're wanting for it to go up, so at least you can maybe break even. And when you make a profit, you are so protective of your initial capital, and that the desire to keep it maybe even a little in the greener or to break even is stronger than the logic of maybe your own analysis where it says it's going to keep pumping.
Yeah.
And that's just how. Listen, trading is the antithesis of normal human behavior. All right, because you have to risk. Money isn't everything. But it is the thing that puts food in your belly, clothes on your back, and roof over your head. And if you've got kids, you've got a family and stuff, it's even a bigger deal. So, I know people always say like, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. That is true, because if you determine that the $1,000, $10,000, or $100 that you're putting down on pot smoking hippo dragon, if whatever they're called. And then somebody's going to call it like pot smoking hippo dragon fart dust mountain bear.
That's the next sticker that's coming out right now.
It's just it's a thing. But I don't know how much time I have left, but I just want to touch on Rage because that was trending on StockTwits. So, by the way, I would just love to say thank you to all of the CryptoTwits people who are big on our platform and very active, because right now in Coronado, California, I wasn't cool enough to go, is Stocktoberfest. And I just have to imagine that when people were pulling up the app while they were talking about the traditional finance conference, they're like, what's Rage guys trending on StockTwits? It's just, I think it's the funniest fucking thing ever. But Rage Guy is number one trending, and I had to look it up. And I'm telling you from an Ichimoku perspective on the 4-hour chart here, 4 hours is not one of my favorites. I prefer daily, weekly, but this is short term, right where it's at, and then going into roughly 8 o'clock tonight. This is one of the best. Just from an Ichimoku perspective, I can't talk. This is, and get it without going into.
We got time. We got time.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen.
The only reason my producers say 15 minutes because we don't know if you have time. I have time.
But there's nobody else in here I work with. Look, this whole place is like, it's just me, myself, and my cool ice machine I have over there that I love because I didn't have an ice machine in my office. I could just get a fridge with a fucking water line, but I have a little.
Is that paid for by CryptoTwits?
No. This is my own office. I had an office in my house, but when my kids learned that they could run away from grandma, and then open the door and run downstairs and bang on my door, I was like, I have to leave. I need to go someplace else for 8 hours of the day. I'm going to start. My kids are so used to seeing me all the time, all the day. They probably thought for the first 6 months that I was like some absent father, but it's like, no, daddy had to go somewhere else to work, kids. But yeah, so this Rage right here, this is a weird phenomenon with Ichimoku where both of those lines, span A and B, when they're pointing straight up in the direction of the future cloud, and if it's thin, that is one of the best speculative things. That to me, it's like a big red truck. This has very strong opportunity to go balls to the wall. Maybe not like Elon Musk high on cocaine and a toga tied to one of his rockets to Mars crazy, but oh, that wasn't powdered sugar I put in my donut crazy. It's a cocaine joke for those of you who were picking up on that. But anyways,
I never did it, so I don't know. I stay clean.
I mean, I've just heard.
But I can understand why people do it, especially in these markets. I can understand. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying I can understand.
I'm gonna get fired.
Join the club.
But So wag me or not wag me, but god damn it, I'm saying, oh my god, that subliminal messaging has worked. I just see wag me like all over the place and people
They
messaging
are
me on
all
stuck.
over, man. You don't even
Wag
see
me.
the other chat where people are going insane on LinkedIn and all this stuff.
Oh, it's those names though that are like very active on stock twits on X, wag me, broke coin, rage. I mean, a lot can do. They have been very active throughout this entire long process. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of analysis that shows that communities that had a strong presence throughout flat and down markets outperform their peers when the expansion phase begins.
Well, let me ask, since you brought it up, I honest to God, man, like I didn't expect you to talk about rage or wag me or anything like that. But being that you brought up rage, I want to ask you a question. And this is obviously, this is nothing here is financial. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to fucking say that anymore. So at the end of the day, John, only financial advisors have to say that. Like, this is not financial advice. It's kind of like a lawyer telling you this is not legal advice, man.
Which is also like weirded me out when I thought about it. It's like, wait a minute. You took advice from a stranger on the interwebs and it's their fault?
It's only their fault when it goes down. It's not their fault when it goes up because you don't hear from them.
No.
Like, this is our job is to analyze the markets. Okay? Like, I just click buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. John, I don't know what I'm doing. I just click buttons.
That's button clicking is just very underappreciated for what you're doing with clicking in the buttons thing.
I click buttons. But and sometimes I push buttons. John, I want to ask you though, where do you see rage going by looking at its chart? Do you think, because I look at the community, I think the community's it's grown by the day. They are crazy. They are absolutely batshit crazy, and they're fighting wars out here. They're fighting wars on crypto Twitter. It's wild. So, where do you see this? Where do you see it actually going? Will it ever? It's all time high at $6.3 million.
Oh, hot mama jama! This is actually pretty goddamn cool. Okay, so in Gann analysis, there's a 45-day cycle, which is Gann's most important cycle. You don't have to know. Basically, if something is moving up or down, if it's trending and from a major, swing high or low, and like this has been traveling down 49 days, 45 to 49 days. This is what he called this the death zone. Not that the analyst just croaks at their desk. It means that the current direction has a very high probability of reversing into a correction or to create a brand new trend. This is I don't even need to know like that this is Ragecoin. If it was any instrument, if I saw this, I'd be getting secretly very giddy because it is at the beginning of when that is something that can happen. 49 days, and you look at any asset, any instrument, find a major swing high or low, and if it's been trending strong up or down, measure out 49-ish days, you'll see very frequently that it has some type of interruption. It's a resistance in time to the trend in force. That's the technical definition. Wrap your head around that one. But that is what I really like. And so if you believe that things typically retrace 50% of their range, by the way, I will show you all how to draw Fibonacci retracements the correct way. Because if this is what you do, where you go, here's my swing low, that's my swing high, that is not how to do it. The right way is the Connie Brown method. Is you start with your major, if you're going from a low to a high, you find the low Oops. And then you draw it to the top of the strong bar of that swing. Strong bar is the one with the largest range. So sometimes you can eyeball it and you can see it. Sometimes you might have to like measure the range in percent or points or ticks or pips. By the way, I had the greatest idea for a newsletter for the foreign currencies because they measure those in pips, and the title was going to be just the pip. The old StockTwits guy said no. I think that that's a travesty and that should have been a thing that I could have done. But then you draw it to the top here of the strong bar, and that is how you draw a Fibonacci retracement. And if that is how it's going to move, the point, so where are we at here? That would represent a not bad, a 75% move.
Okay.
From where it's presently at. But if it's going to be like, this is a brand new instrument. This is what I love about meme coins because I'm such a nerd when it comes to charts. It's so much fun watching the life cycle of an instrument. It's like watching your baby grow and start to walk. Here it is, moving up. And if you're an Elliottician, you like Elliott wave analysis and all that jazz, this is something that you're probably, there's some Elliottician out there that just is looking at this chart maybe and is just having a moment of pure joy because they're like, oh, the third leg could be starting soon. And that is, and if you want to project that move from where these swings are at, and I won't even use the wicks. I'll just use the bodies because that's better. But if you just want to do it like a simple fib extension to 100% of the range, that's a long fucking ways up there. I am not suggesting that this is even a thing that is remotely possible. However, meme coins have had a history of doing some stupidly crazy things over a short period of time. Whoever thought Dogecoin would be a $35 billion entity? Like, right. Nobody ever thought that. Ragecoin.
I got into it under a penny. I thought
you okay. Lucky son of a bitch. You did not, did you?
I mean, I went on all the mainstream media channels talking about Dogecoin. They thought,
that's right. That's right.
I was out there saying that Dogecoin is the ultimate. It is the ultimate on ramp for people to get into crypto.
Yeah. And people shit on meme coins, but I think like meme coins are essentially, whether you want to call it tokenized, it is a physical or you would call them tokens. It is tokenized and monetized faith and belief.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
But it's relatable.
Yeah, yes.
Here's my thing, John. We were like, I've been here so long. We were promised all these wonderful things during the ICO era. All the PFPs, they look beautiful. They look amazing graphic work. Okay. And in return, you got horse shit. Like a lot of them didn't even come out. Like, I mean, you put money into something and it never came out. Okay. The only people that won were the people that brought you the ICOs. And they all left, and they left multimillionaires. I mean, like, yeah. So like to me, it's like, all right, cool. There are protocols out there. They still haven't done shit in 9 years. How do you explain some of the, like, I was on your guys' show. I was on the community show.
Yeah,
I felt bad in some way when the Hedera wallet was up there. I have Hedera. I have HBAR. I know it must have been cringe for a second. I understand. But you know what? Nobody ever wants to go ahead and just tell somebody, listen, nobody gives a fuck. There are 9 wallets out here. Actually, excuse me, 90 wallets out here. Okay. You're not really doing anything special. You're just using different word salad here. Respectfully. Okay. I'm just saying, and I didn't mean to be a dick, but it was just like, if you try to explain this to a normie, they're not going to understand. You try to explain to somebody how Hedera works and that whole ecosystem, you'll lose that person within 34 seconds. Show somebody a meme, tell them about Dogecoin or Pepe or whatever you want to talk about. I guarantee you that person comes in, that person says, you know what, I'll get some. And then they'll come into this space, they'll cast some really good vibes, and then they'll finally get themselves into Bitcoin, Hedera, okay, Ethereum, whatever you want to name. But starting off with Near Protocol, Mantle, like Filecoin, I'll name them all out.
Well,
you try to go ahead and hey, Filecoin, great. I hold a great asset, decentralized storage. I think what?
Yeah. The thing is that a lot of crypto has been co-opted by traditional business corporations, companies. Not saying that that's bad, but they're like Filecoin, Avalanche. I hodl Avalanche. I love Avalanche. But what are they? Well, they're basically a business who decided to go the route of crowd funding and sourcing and getting other people the opportunity to get in on the ground floor on an asset that has a business case. They have a whole operation to try and get other businesses to use it. Avalanche, is it an altcoin? Yeah, but also it's an actual business. Hedera, same way. And then I'm a huge Cardano fan. I have been since 2017. Love Cardano. Have a lot of it. Also, clearly, I love the pain of. I don't love the pain of it. Actually, we
all love pain. You're in crypto. You love pain.
Like Cardano is one of those things where it's a top 10 market cap. That fluctuates in the top 10, but it doesn't have a central entity that is trying to push Cardano's tech and use case to other entities. I think it's pretty fucking cool that it had a constitutional convention. It's like the most American altcoin ever because it had a constitutional convention where it's decentralized as hell. But does that mean you get Lambos? Probably not right away. But
some people did if you bought it at 2 cents.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Just damn it. I had it at 2 and I sold it at 13 and it's just damn it.
You know what? I talked about Cardano and guess what? I got shit for it. Oh. It's nothing. It's junk. Da 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 da. I'm like, bro. First of all, even if you want to claim that, you came here for gains. You didn't come here for the tech. Like I love the tech. I really do, John. I do like that people are trying to do something that can solve real world use, like real world issues that we face today. Like I like that we are trying, like Chainlink working with Swift. I like that. That's a real use case to go ahead and solve, right? I like these things. But most people, they're not talking about this. They're talking about how do I make $1 million in 3 minutes? Like, don't tell me that, you're so disappointed in Cardano's ecosystem. I agree with you, John. Cardano is super decentralized and they don't get enough credit. Charles doesn't get enough credit. I don't even know why Charles did this, honestly speaking. He was already good. He could have retired 9 times.
He should be the only dude talking to people in Washington because he's the only one of the only crypto founders that doesn't look and dress like he was an extra for the Capitol from the Hunger Games. Just walking around is like, I look like a foot-long zebra with the side of cake and I'm here to take over he's like normal.
He's normal. He's super smart. Charles is brilliant. He's smart. He's a smart dude. Just because he has an opinion that differs, he gets a lot of shit.
Yeah, he does.
You know what's crazy? Cardano is perfect. Midnight is perfect for Bitcoin. Bitcoin DeFi. Nobody really talks about that because everybody's too busy hating on somebody, especially in crypto. Especially in crypto.
I've been a huge fan of Zcash for years. Worst fucking thing I could have ever held on to. Out of all the crypto that I have is my small allocation to Zcash every 3 months. I I don't know why that thing has just looked like the worst performing thing ever. But I mean, it's basically everything Bitcoin should have been, and all of a sudden, privacy is normal. Or it's the privacy is normal thing is becoming a thing, and privacy coins are privacy assets in general are doing very well. But like, is Zcash that efficient to replace Bitcoin? Probably not. But Midnight, yeah, that is an interoperable, faster network. You know, who knows? It's going to be nuts. The point is like, when there's a real alt season, though, these kinds of conversations, there's gonna be hundreds of them. There's gonna be hundreds of spaces where people are like bifurcating into which privacy coin or network is the best at protecting you, and it'll be, you know,
you'll have Zcash, you'll have Monero, you'll have a lot of things. You'll have a lot of things thrown into the
and then you'll have, you know, your TradFi, Lynx, Avalanche, you know, having conversation which one's better for this, that, and the other thing. You know, the thing is once altcoin starts, it's going to be a goddamn zoo. And it's probably going to be the same kind of zoo that you saw when YouTube was like taking stuff down, and so was X back in the day, because there was just a flood of people involved in it. We haven't had that yet.
What do you think about so I think the total market cap for memes will hit anywhere from 800 billion to 1 trillion. If my guess is right and we hit a $15 trillion total market cap, I can see $800 billion total market cap dedicated to the memes.
See, right now, TradingView has the meme coin market cap. I don't know how they are structuring this at like 53.5 billion. That's
how much?
53.5 billion. That is the meme coin market cap. This is depending on how today closes, that.
But do I have a case by saying, and you don't have to agree with me, but do you think I have a case where I say, like, look, if it does go to from anywhere from 9 trillion to 15 trillion in total market cap, that you can see those numbers in terms of a total market cap for the meme economy?
My initial answer, like when you asked it, was yes. But then when I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think of why I shouldn't say yes. I don't know how many years that would take. Let me put it this way. Nobody ever, where do you want the valuation to start? When Dogecoin was less than 1,000th of a penny, if somebody would have told you it was going to be worth $1 billion, we were like, no, that's not a thing that's going to happen. And there it is. You even have some other meme coins that are worth just in the billions or hundreds of millions. So to say that the meme coin market, and actually I think that needs to include the whole ecosystem, like the platforms that support the creation of them, the infrastructure that facilitates the moving of the tokens, like that all should be included in there. This fucking thing does not look accurate at all. Only 53.4 billion.
John, take this. Last cycle, Dogecoin hit 86 to 88 billion dollar market cap. At the same time, Shiba Inu hit 45 to 50 billion dollar market cap. Two hit into the billions like that.
Yep.
We have so many more memes. You'll have Pepe, you'll have Farcoin. Like, they'll all be, I believe they'll all hit into the same ranges. So could we not see during the next 12 to 18 months, could we not see us head towards those numbers?
Yes.
That's really where I'm going with it.
This is the Russell 2000 futures. So the Russell is the small cap index of the stock market. It's like, basically, I sometimes call it like, this is like the meme stonk index.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you tell me over the years, does this thing tend to trend up? Or, I mean, is it something that a traditional investor would say, oh, yes, I would love to participate in this nightmare? Or does it seem like something where it's like, I have $500 and I would like to try my hand at turning it into something that has a lot more zeros next to it?
Yeah.
Um, the NASDAQ, way back when, used to be regarded as like something you don't even want to touch because
Right.
it was all speculative, and it's still, there still is a lot of it. Meme coins, a trillion, yeah, yeah. I don't see why not. And actually, like StockTwits' founder Howard Lindzen, he's like the one of the original degens who created StockTwits. Also, a really good shit talker. I mean, that guy, he. If I was going to create a fantasy troll team on the interwebs, he would be in my top 3 picks. Plus he's also like really smart, but also he's such a good keyboard warrior too. But you know, he talks about the degenerate economy. He was talking about the degenerate economy before it even was, we like degen even became like a phrase. And that guy's very, and I'm not just like talking up the guy because I work there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just a very forward thinking dude who understands things about trends before they happen. So when he's all in on the degenerate economy, of which meme coins are the the main thing, yeah, it's going to keep moving. And I just want to keep rolling back to that. There's not a lot of people, the same amount of people who are participating in meme coins in the prior cycle. They're still not here. Like most everybody's still on the sidelines. You have a very loud and active, strong believers in whatever tickers or just the meme coin ecosystem as a whole, which are essential to keeping it leveled and going and moving. But the normies haven't come in yet.
Well, because they're swimming in debt. You know, this is not. You know, I keep making mention of this. When we had COVID, people were working remote. People weren't driving. They didn't have that many expenses, and they had, you know, a computer right in their face at all times. So then you had a bunch of people jump in.
Which, by the way, I've been working from home since before it was cool. And I used to be able to be that guy at the party like, oh, what do you do? I work from home. Like, oh, that is so cool. Now it's just like, oh, you're
So
one of
like
those
at
guys.
that time you had money to spend, right? During COVID, plus you got checks from the government. You had money to participate.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of free money floating all over.
Correct. So it first started with Wall Street bets, people, AMC, GameStop, and then it trickled into crypto. You know, it trickled right through Robinhood because Robinhood was a major catalyst. And if you got the Robinhood app, you know how easy it is to. It just feels like a game, well designed. You feel like you're just playing a game. You know,
something that I was been trying to work on. Actually, I started working on a little bit this week is to like track degen cycles. And my initial look was anywhere between like a 5 to 8 year period. You have a cycle of like craziness going on, and it lasts for months, not like a whole year, but for months. But like the valuations and the rises are insane. But there's like a 5 to 8 year period, just off the top of my head, that I remember seeing a pattern. Same with stocks and penny stocks and other markets that, like everything has cycles. The thing where people just start YOLOing, that's still a phrase, YOLOing into anything and everything. That is, and regardless if you want to like say 5 or 8 years, we're in that right now. So, and it goes back to like if you're sitting on memes and you're trying to like figure out when to time it, good fucking luck.
Yeah, good luck.
But if you're looking at some memes that have been around for a while and they're down 80%, I mean, how much of a fucking discount are you looking for? How greedy do you want to be?
That's what I'm saying. I don't care about the bottom or top. I play this whole shit conservative. Okay, I'm not going to get sidelined, and I'm not going to round trip. Okay, buy in the red, sell into the green. That's it. I think it's a very simple strategy.
Yeah.
Very
And-
simple. But people have a hard time doing it because they're greedy.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
If the number you put in your, and I learned this, like my journey to be, I've never liked the phrase a successful trader, because there's a lot of successful traders who trade client money or whoever's money they're responsible for, have like blown it up and they still get a paycheck and benefits. I've only really cared about being a profitable trader. And that is a horrible, like miserable path to go down. Anybody who says that it's easy is fucking lying to you. If there's somebody on a goddamn yacht with 8 chicks in bikinis, they rented it for $200 for an hour and they paid each chick probably the same amount for the same amount, and they made a photo op out of it. Brought to you by Yahtzee. But the journey to profitability as a trader is a damn miserable process, and kudos to anybody trying to do it, but fuck, it's crushing, especially if you're a dude, because losing money, a lot of it is can be, what was, does the TA show what WAGMI will flip BCC? It's like, no, it does not anywhere close. Oh, I think you're muted. Or am I silent? I don't know. Right? Is anybody else here, Dave, or am I just quiet?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Now I can hear you. Okay.
I said 30 seconds. Give me your prediction on where Bitcoin ends up, Ethereum ends up, Solana, and what happens with the meme. 30 seconds.
And what time frame?
It can be any time frame.
I think
at the end, top. What do they top at?
I think Ethereum will probably top out somewhere near 8K until actual smart people look at it and they'll dump it in the trash and look for things of greater value. Same thing with Bitcoin. If you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, Ethereum is one kidnapping away from going to hell, and Bitcoin's like got like 6 people that are basically responsible for that thing living. And nobody seems to realize that these things require people to like move and function and operate. So yeah, Bitcoin probably stick around forever. Ethereum, I think it has a time limit, and Solana's shady as fuck. But Solana, Solana, I could see it easily flipping Ethereum. Yeah, hands down. I don't think anything will.
This cycle?
No.
Okay.
I probably by 2029. I remember my forecasting.
$8,000 Ethereum, you say this cycle?
Yeah.
What about where does Bitcoin top?
Bitcoin, I can pull that up for you right now. Let's see.
Redneck, I love you also, man. Okay, man. This dude's been like, this is crazy.
For the cycle, which I have projected to top out in late Q1, early Q2 next year, but somewhere the price levels that I'm looking at to paying attention to are, these are very specific ones: $287,296, $366,025, and $465,124.
465,124. So 460. You have 465K for Bitcoin.
Yeah, those are on the top end. On the low end,
why wouldn't you have Ethereum higher?
I think there's a lot of, like, you even see like what's his face on Shark Tank, O'Reilly. He's been calling attention to some of the issues with like the expense. If they can fix those things, sure. But like as Ethereum stands right now, I think it's going to make a lot of the treasury holding people they're going to get a little anxious about it.
Got it.
because once their actual smart people get a hold of it, I think they're gonna be nervous holding on to Ethereum.
I think bare minimum 10,000, but hey, that's fine. I think it's 10,000.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm right.
No,
That's
you know
just
what it
I'm-
is? I think people sleep on Ethereum every single cycle, but I understand like everybody analyze. I hear your type of talk all the time about Ethereum,
Yeah,
and like sooner, who know? You know what? I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to jinx my positions. Bitcoin, I have it minimum 250. Like I agree with Charles when he says 250. I agree with 200 to 250 easy. What do you think Solana ends up this cycle? Air quote.
somewhere around 1,700 to 2,000.
Okay. And the memes, if you were going to give a number for this cycle, for where the total market cap would be for the meme economy, where do you think it would end up?
Extreme topping out from where it's at 54 billion. I don't think it's a stretch to say it'll be in the 320 billion range.
$320 billion range. You heard it here first. Guys, do me a favor. Give John Morgan a follow. I love stock twits and crypto twits as well. I think you guys do an amazing job. 100%. People are, I'm sure people are, more and more users are signing up to the crypto side as well. And I'm hoping that you'll come back maybe this month or next month to do more or have more discussions with me about the markets. We didn't get to touch on the trading markets, but hopefully we can go ahead and touch on that the next time you do come on.
Right on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
I appreciate you. So does the crowd. Stop calling him bold, okay? Like he's not even on the screen, and you're calling him bold. What's wrong with you guys?
Bold. That's my moniker, and I blame Barkley, who's the only other crypto dude at Stock Twits. He calls me bald man, and it's just kind of stuck. And I go baldly into that dark night. I'm not afraid of it.
There you go. Okay.
Am I jealous of people with beautiful heads of hair like you and my brothers who are not losing any hair? No, I'm not jealous at all.
I don't know how I didn't lose my hair in crypto, but I thank the Lord, and I thank my parents and the DNA that they gave me. Who knows? Maybe 2-3 years from now, I'll go ahead and be joining the club.
It's a good club.
But also, studies do say that women tend to go more towards bald men than they do towards men with a full head of hair. So there you go. For all those that are out there,
guys.
That's a real study. By the way, just want to go ahead and say the reason why I look so good is because I do use product, and one of the products that I do use is Brickle, man. It's a really good product for men. Put it on your face, and some of you guys might get the green out since you don't go outside. John, I really do. I appreciate you, John. Hopefully, I can catch you on here again, and we can go ahead and shoot the shit and talk about where everything stands, and hopefully a lot of this stuff will be standing in a much better place.
Right on. Thanks for having me, and wish you the good rest of your day. God bless.
You too. John Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Round of applause for John Morgan. That's right. I love crypto tweets. I do. I think it's a hell of a site. I think you guys should check it out. Give him a follow. Give John Morgan a follow. I was on their stage. It was a couple of weeks ago. The old me, kind of like the old me would kind of, I don't want to say the old me because I am the old me, but like the new me or the newer me would have apologized. But like, it's like when you listen to people talk about shit and like they're explaining it in code and Python and C++, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. And there's like 90,000 goddamn wallets. And people got offended when I said it. Well, too bad. But Thank God they didn't get offended. And we'll have John Morgan back. Maybe he'll come on every single week and we'll shoot the shit. I don't know. I don't know what happens. As for the creator markets, I'm going to say this again. Kobe reset the markets. You will see some of the top media personalities, content creators getting big time deals. I'm smiling. You will see a lot of really top-notch creators getting top-notch deals. It is going to be like free agency hits, and all these companies come out and they're looking to grab themselves a top-tier content creator, one that might be the most electrifying personality to ever hit the crypto space. So watch out for that. But also at the same time, if that does happen, which it will happen, it will create for better content. You will have better production. You will have people creating studios. You will have people sitting down with better guests. You will have people bringing normies into the space, but notable normies, and teaching them about crypto and why the ecosystem is so goddamn fucking great. Okay. So I think a lot of good will come out of this. Will there be bad things? Yes, but I think more good than bad. Polymarket is setting the trend, man. Polymarket is out there like the New York Yankees. I tweeted about this. They're out there like the New York Yankees, buying everything up on the market right now. Coinbase is out there buying. Gemini, my phone's waiting. Okay, my phone right here. I'm waiting. So I'm saying I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting. By the way, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can check out Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus is live. And I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't get to, I haven't even looked at the phone, but go check out Hotep Jesus. Is always talking about some good shit. Also, the nightly recap, I'll be doing it tonight. All right. I'll be on the nightly recap and I'll be talking about, again, the state of crypto. That's what I want to focus on. Okay. What are we looking at? What plays are you looking at? Guys, it's time to get serious. It's time to get serious. I don't do spaces no more. I'll do them once in a while, but I need to focus on my brand and I can't be free. Okay? I cannot be free. That is that for content creators out there, you have to limit your time and you have to be somebody who isn't so easily accessible to the general public. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, but that is the truth. That is the truth. Otherwise, if you're always out there and your phone's always open, then you're not worth anything. Focus on whatever you're doing. Make sure you allocate enough time for it and do it real big. Check me out every single day, Monday through Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have more guests on. We have a good lineup coming on for weeks. So I think you'll enjoy it. We got a podcast coming November. Okay. November. That's when I was born. November, we're going to have some really good guests on to go ahead and chop shop. And that's it. Let me read the quote of the day. Quote of the day right after this commercial break.
Thought you knew I'm on the move and nowhere to be found. Thought you knew I'm on the move and nowhere to be found.
Ladies and gentlemen, the quote of the day. You know I like to be a little positive. You know I love being positive. So here goes the quote of the day. Never mock a man rebuilding himself. The overweight man in the gym, the quiet man alone, the broken man grieving in silence. They're in the arena facing what weak men avoid. Respect those who fight unseen battles. They've already done what most won't. Thank you for tuning in. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in on all the networks, okay? we'll have TikTok up. I'm getting TikTok up, and I'm getting Instagram also up here, so you'll have even more channels to tune in from. And yeah, just be good to each other, man. Just be good to each other. No reason to fight. No reason to fight. You guys came here for the same thing, and that is to make gains. And hopefully you make some friendships out of it, honestly. That's it. On that note, I'm out.